Toggle's daily video insights. To those of you who are joining us for the first time, welcome. Today and every other market day is the moment where we take a look at one of the many insights generated by Toggle across thousands of US traded equities as well as also other assets, and just give you a sense of how to think about the price pressures that the system is highlighting, both positive as well as negative. The goal of Toggle is really to help you map how things that you read about, such as momentum, earnings, analyst expectations, actually translate into price pressure for an individual stock. And so today the focus is going to be on Avalara. In particular, there is a Toggle insight that's highlighting that the entry point here is potentially quite interesting for a shorter term move up. Now, as you can see here, actually previously the lower rated momentum price pressure seemed like they'd been overwhelmed by the overall selling, so that so far has not really panned out. And at the moment, if we look at the details of this particular insight just by clicking down on this card, we'll be able to see the details as to why is it that Toggle is highlighting that there still is upside potential, specifically over the next 2 weeks in this name. Now, looking at the insight itself, it calls for potentially 5% target median over the following 2 weeks. This is really upon the analysis of past similar occasions when the entry point was similar to where it is now. The median gain was just over 5%, and this is the confidence interval around it. Of course, if the price were to dip below 133.16, just as we had seen with some of those earlier insights, that's the moment to reevaluate the thesis and of course come back another time. The why it might move section shows you exactly what this is all about, and effectively what you can see is that the sell-off using and accounting for volatility seems to have been larger than the typical range for this name. And so whenever you've had a sell-off of this magnitude, Toggle is highlighting it typically led to a short-term bounce. It's a little bit hard to see here, you have to squint to really see it, but you can see these past episodes and that typically they coincided with the near-term low for this specific name. Now, looking at the backtest as well gives you a sense of what the upside versus the downside is, and you can see that occasionally when this did not work, it did potentially lose almost 15%, so you really need to watch the downside risk here. But on the upside, on the other hand, there were quite a few cases where not only did it exceed 5%, but it really exceeded by quite a large amount, including a 20% or a 30% gain. So the risk reward is quite compelling. The dollar invested in this insight, in each one of the past insights, would have produced $2 of net profit. But again, as mentioned earlier, the stop loss level and risk management here is extremely, extremely important. So much for Avalara today. In the daily brief, we also discuss some issues and the importance of the Fed for the market. So if you subscribe to the daily brief, should already be in your mailboxes. If you don't, you can go to toggle.global and sign up. It's free. You can also test Toggle Copilot there. And if you would like to see more of these insights, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for your attention, and we'll see you again tomorrow.